not all the same. So I'm going to experiment with standing and moving and invite you also to move away from the tables so I can connect. One of the things about coaching is it's very intimate. So it's a little bit of a stretch just to think about taking a topic that usually happens one-on-one between me and another person and expand that conversation to have it with all of you. But I'm really willing and excited to do that. My only request is that you find a way to connect with me. So as you see me searching around, I'm really looking at you and I'm looking to you to help make this content relevant. I've got a title called Life Coaching 101, and all that simply means is I brought a plethora of things to give you an overview about the kinds of things coaching can be about and 3 key elements that I start from: purpose, fulfillment, and balance. But beyond that, I really invite you to tell me what you'd like to talk about, what you'd like to hear. One of the challenges is, bless you, when you know a lot of things about a topic, how to really make it relevant to your audience. So that's my real request. What do you want to know about coaching? I'll start off. You see I've got lots of handouts. I come prepared. But what I enjoy most in any interaction is I can start with a plan, and I know it's working best when I move away from the plan and start to engage with what people really want to hear about. So, deal?
Yep.
I'll ask questions, you'll talk back, and you'll tell me what you want to know. So let me start with, what do you think these 3 things mean? What's purpose? I can't hear you.
Why you're here?
Why you're here. Done. That's it. Why you're here. How many of you have explored that question and have answered it for yourselves? It's a big question.
Explored, yes. Answered.
Okay. And so we stay in the exploration. So for those of you who have answered that question, can I ask you to share? Would you be willing to share what you believe your purpose is? And if it's too personal, that's fine. Say that.
Mine changes.
Yours changes.
You know, my first purpose was graduating high school. You know, my second purpose was, you know, as my life changed. You know, right now I'm going through another purpose of why I'm here. But when I had my children, it was to be a mom.
Okay.
That was my purpose. You know, and now that I've got one in college and then one in middle school, it kind of changes a little bit. Because I'm not always going to be a mom at home. You know.
Well, you'll always be a mom at home, but you'll always be a
mom. I mean, what am I going to do? Twiddle my thumbs when my children leave. So now it's like changing, and you know, we've started a nonprofit. So now my purpose is changing a little bit more. But I'm a mom to more people.
See? So you see a theme in that? There is something that, tell me your name.
Dee Dee.
That Dee Dee has discovered about motherhood. And that maybe it started with her children at home, but that theme has expanded now to a larger audience. So just notice that. I think you're a mom, and you'll always be a mom, but how that looks and how you focus it and how you really show up in the world with that gift will be different. Somebody else. Thank you, Dee Dee. Somebody else who's thought about purpose. Why are you here? Chelsea.
I learned a couple of years ago that my life wasn't about finding my purpose, but serving a purpose. So
that can be a purpose.
It is. And it's like Dee Dee was saying, you serve a purpose in different capacities. And as long as you feel like you're serving a purpose in a way your purpose is fulfilled because you're doing something. So mom, teaching.
So notice she used another word.
Right.
Fulfillment.
Fulfilled. Connect those 2 for me. Because they really work together. This isn't a linear conversation. This is going to be a circular discussion today. So how do those tie together? You introduced the word, Chelsea, but anybody can jump in. How do you think fulfillment, what is it, and how do you think it connects to purpose?
Well, looking back, I never had a purpose. In other words, starting out saying, I mean, I had lots of ideas of what I wanted to do, but life just kind of took me along. Yeah. And I ended up getting married, having 8 children.
Did you say 8? 8?
Yes. I found fulfillment in that, even though that wasn't my original purpose, because I had said I'd never have kids and get married. But
so life
God
teaches
had
us
another
things we
plan.
didn't really know.
Yeah.
God had another plan.
So I found fulfillment in that. Mm-hmm. And then as they got older and then they left home, then I needed something else.
And what did something else turn out to be?
I went into sales. I went to work for a company where, and that again was not part of my plan. It just, like I said, it seems like life has just taken me. And
so in that process, what have you discovered about you?
That I'm adapted to change.
That's big. That's a big thing to know.
That I can go from one direction into another direction. Then just, I'd say about 6 months ago or so, I thought maybe I wanted to go back to college just because I could. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I always thought I wanted to write, but my English class